Haba pencai ke jingetai pelawan radu MLA ke Kongres u Menteri Rangba ke jela u Konrad ke sang mau lai thu baka Sarkar India kadang besar bnya ya karai jok jing dorban Meghalaya ban penrikam mik in line permit ne ILP ulaong baka Sarkar jela hadin bakladep penya kendo pat ke Sarkar India menta kadang ap ban tip ya karai ke baydei pat ke ILP ha baydei baka jing penrikam pura ya ke Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act u Konrad ulai itu baka Sarkar jela kadang besar bnya ya kejeng ajumut jong ulat ke jela u Satyapal Malik halor ketigaan ulai itu bahadin baka Sarkar kelapa ya ke MRSSA ulat panyo ya ke muhar nak yang ulat ulapa yang ya ke bil jaga Sarkar jela rengkar kejeng ajumut bar ke Sarkar kadang besar ya kejeng kedau kejeng ulat.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the government of Meghalaya has not stopped the construction of the entry point at Umling, reports in the newspaper. In fact, the work for the construction of the facilitation center at Umling has already started and is due to be completed by November 2020. Mr. Speaker, sir, the government of Meghalaya has prioritized the setting up of the entry point at Umling in Ribhoi, as it is one of the main entry points to the state of Meghalaya. So coming to the ILP, we are all aware about how the ILP issue has been affecting our state and how we have been so many years there have been a push and a demand for ILP, and in fact many years back different resolutions were brought in, but it could not be passed in the house for whatever reasons it was. But then if you recall, sir, in the last year, this House unanimously passed a resolution to demand and push the government of India to include the ILP or include Meghalaya in the ILP list. And that resolution was passed. It was a historic day. It was a historic resolution. And based on that, we have moved with government of India. Post the resolution being forwarded to government of India, I have personally met the Honorable Minister, and a delegation also has met the Honorable Minister, and as of now they are still examining the matter, and we have not got any clear directions as to where this will go, in the sense that Government of India will let us know in the appropriate time on what the decision will be. But as of now, the Government of India is examining the matter, sir. When it comes to the amendments that have been made, then the MRSSA, the MRSSA amendments, once it was done, we had forwarded to the governor for the assent. And in the meantime, as you're aware, sir, there was a change and the new governor had come in. Once the new governor came in, he took his time to understand the entire matter. And just recently, he has sent the file back to us with his comments and his suggestions in the file. And therefore, now the government of Meghalaya is examining the comments and suggestions that are meant, so that we can decide on how to move forward in that aspect also. So we are working on that aspect of MRSSA as well. But having said that, sir, I think it is important to note that the process has already started. So that is the most important part we need to understand. We need to realize that, yes, different policies are going to be there, and different policies will help us achieve the goal that we want. And I think it is important to keep that particular goal in mind. And today, because of the COVID situation, even without the aspect of having the revised MRSSA, we are actually implementing it in an indirect manner, because we are requiring it for the testings. So the testing has to be done, and therefore registration has to take place. So therefore, in effect, we are seeing that provisions being implemented today, and it is being done with the purpose of actually for the safety of everybody. So it's not being done in any way to make life difficult for people who are coming in, but I think people who are coming in will also themselves feel safe when they come in, when they know that people who are coming into the state are being tested and are being monitored. Because this registration that we're doing now will help us also communicate and contact to the individuals in case some COVID situation comes up. Calls will be made, contact tracing will be easier. So all these aspects are being attached to it. So let me be very clear to the House that this issue of having a system in order for us to check and monitor the inflow of people into the state is something that has been important to the past governments also, the MLAs, society in general, and absolutely to this government. And that is the reason why we have been taking multiple steps to achieve this goal and to improve the entire system so that we can monitor the overall inflow and outflow of the people coming into the state without really infringing into constitutional rights, without really infringing or making it difficult for individuals to come in. So therefore, a balance needs to be struck. We need to ensure that our people feel safe, but at the same time, we need to also ensure the people coming in from outside do not feel harassed. And because we know, sir, 100 people come in. Not all 100 people are people who are illegal immigrants. Not all 100 people are coming in with the wrong intention. So therefore, we need to be very careful that in the process of trying to find out the one or two who are, the rest of the 99% should not suffer.